See, that's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. And, Kim, it can help you with everything. Amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. You feel like you should find the source and maybe get more. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination. A real drink would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination. A real drink would go well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great combination. Amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. Maybe this Kuno kid knows where to find more. No, that's just slightly burnt coffee. A smell you would recognize anywhere. Your heartbeat quickens. Palms go sweaty. The siren of amphetamine is singing you her song. He wouldn't be too thrilled to learn you stole his stash. It was the last thing keeping him functional. So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Peptide or Pericanine, and his shirt is still unbuttoned. He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. Is ideology some kind of high-proof liquor? Because that's the only thing your brain is floating in. 1000% yes. Give them sex and drugs. They're clearly not getting any on their own. Plasm, huh? Sounds like a hell of a drug. You might want to ask about it. Capitalism rules, is what he seems to be saying. Turn her in now, and you'll never get the chance to feel her sweet young flesh against yours. Score. It's right there, baby. Today's your lucky day. Don't wait. Celebrate. Blast that shit right here. Take inventory of it once this boring table shit is done. Just a little, then a lot. Come on, party boy. Let's get fucked. Take the speed. Take that glorious stuff. You have it now. You've got it. Take it. Come on. Come on. A little. Just a little bit. What'd you say, huh? Fucking right. Put that bottle in your hand and party down. Fuck you. You used to be cool. Why can't you just take the bottle and snort, snort, snort? This is why you should never read books. Your hands shake as they reach for the wall. Ah, there it goes. Wasted. You would have gotten at least a few good drags out of it. The God himself has denied you absolution. It's the God of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. A Sunday friend. How intriguing. Underneath it, she is naked and warm, under a blanket. Takes your mind away from that voice. For 1 second at least. Magnesium, dramamine, maybe even speed. My God, she has speed on her. What else? Yeah, back her up. Right up against those boxes and do some sex healing. There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. Wait. What does this man know about pyrrolidon addiction? Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits. Just 1 drink. I have my cool jacket on. I took the book to the library. I've earned it. Married to your drink. That's for sure. At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad. Yeah, why aren't you smoking right now? Sex crimes did pique your interest. But still, this Dick Mullen person only gets your pleasure centers down. Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really. Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus, all right? She's energetically impressed with you and your values. This is sincere. She's the kind of person who believes in telling a man that he's quite the man, while he's being very manly. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting. He's peaking. The worst high he's ever been on. She's a radio computer wizard. Radio computer wizards don't care. She probably thinks it's illegal. And fun. Oh yeah. Told you. Radio computer wizards don't care. Time for a celebratory drink, perhaps. Just a thought. That's a bummer. A big bummer. Psst. It's the alcohol in the ammonia that's doing the real work. Kinda like with you and a woman. She was there too. Her hair smelled of shampoo and she was smoking. Look at these crazies. What is this shit? Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish. His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has. Look at these crazies. What is this? A fucking intervention? And just a dash of hard liquor. Yum. This is a good place for a nice, sad drink. Uncork a velvety bottle of red wine and think about life for a moment. Really philosophize. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard. Also, you should be having a drink right now. You should have a bottle of alcohol in your hand right now. Don't be ridiculous. Of course not. Don't really know why you haven't yet. Yeah, you'd be like the ultimate rock and roll megastar. A flying legend. What have you done to my precious alcoholic friend? You're no fun anymore. Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however, so do I. That's one tasty brew. You should drink some right now if you can. Wow, a neurochemical, psychoactive labor uprising stroke hostile takeover. You pawned it off for liquor. Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could. Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions. Come on, man. He's got to have more than that. See if you can score a little more of that lucre. Playing the pity card, are we? Whatever gets us over the moon, baby. I'm your hand to be dealt. Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed, vodka, cigarettes, and blow. Unbelievable. You managed to meet a man who's so rich, light literally bends around him, and all you can get out of him is 3 real? What's wrong with you? Yes, but chances are you can't use them to buy anything right now. No cigarettes, no alcohol, no funky little colorful pills. Or maybe you're just hungover again. But what drugs exactly? A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs. Maybe this wise and noble beast can guide you toward those amphetamines you've been craving. Even you can probably do better than that. What does she mean? To get off on it. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult. Especially if you've been drinking. You should have known it. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist? It's a woman. And she knows you. Your heart beats faster. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar? Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker, albeit dark and cold. This vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. He's dying for a cigarette. Come to think of it, you are too. 400,000 real? You're my yaw. These guys knew how to party. But on the other hand, their obligations were piling up at an inhumane rate, a rate that could only be amended by Pyrrolidon. 1,000 times you beat an animal. 1,000 times you've raised that fabric. What is underneath has always calmed you, centered you, made you sane. You would be right to drown this shit in alcohol. Drown it until your neurons depolarize, until it's gone, melted. See? If you drank with her, you'd be cool again. If you drank with her, you could have sex on alcohol. Silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body. A warm gust wraps her gown around her waist and between her thighs. Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now. Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers maybe. Bah! What's the point if they don't even sell the good drugs? Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Let's concentrate on what's important here. Know this. You will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption. Yeah, let's get this party started. It's your chance to shine, boy. Surely a step in the right direction. Feel that smooth texture. Savor that flavor. How it flows down your gullet like a warm caress. That's the sunset. By the time you arrived in this world, it was already late. The idea of alcoholic swill sloshing around in your bloodstream feels fairly unappealing. He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then, see? All this political chit-chat is just an excuse to rip tar with strangers. Let's say we just skip right to the good part then. He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober. Oh, you know who's got things to hide? Come on, do it. Don't be such a pussy. It'll be fun, especially while the lieutenant is gone. Where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Psst. There's something feral crouched between the rocks. There, by the water. Something primal. Something forbidden. But don't you want to feel different? It can be a secret that only you know. Slow and steady, boy. You know how to handle this. Yeah, but why does it taste so sweet? There's only one thing left to do. See how it fits. She is on some kind of stimulant, amphetamine or methadone, and its effects are wearing off fast. She will begin to experience more and more valleys now, and fewer peaks. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. It's the Dark Lord himself, put into chemical form. Even I don't suggest it. With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it. The word august, used as an adjective, that's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur, like a late summer's day. Like a daddy-o. You must have touched upon an entirely new way of moving the human body. Every motion is pumping your brain full of endorphins. Open your eyes to the pioneering glory of hard style. This would be a good time to add some nerve damage to the mix. Pull the expression, too. Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repair some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen? Excitement bubbles up in you. Maybe you should blast some of these drugs right here in this tent. Going to the island is your fate. This is an act of free will. Say yes to choice. A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp. dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you call your body. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so. But there's something else that hasn't failed you. You could swear you feel the bright future of the working classes reflected off Jermaine Egghead's giant smile and right onto your face. Revolution makes your toes curl in anticipation, or drugged out of his mind. Come to think of it, you know what this kind of stuff goes well with. Your pleasure response was more like, just wondering if he has any. Oh my living God, it's there. Suddenly you feel like you need to plummet into it. Look away. Say something. Now he's playing your tune. Better make sure you're ready to blast while circuit bending. The speed is to get you through the tedious, detail-oriented parts of the work. Maybe this freak will spot you some. But what's this? You're all out. Maybe this freak will spot you some. Hope you don't get any little wires crossed because you lost your concentration, Mr. Clean and Sober. Fuck what the lieutenant thinks. We're off to the races, baby. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to the races we go. Fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough. We'll give you another chance. Booze always gives you another chance. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done. Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Light reflects off the thermal cup. The borscht may not look like much, but doubtless it'll get the job done. Better pop it open before it gets cold. Pale-aged vodka. This is rear game indeed. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. What a solid can of mass-produced piss water. Well over 10% alcohol in this so-called beer. Pop it open before it gets too warm. The light reflects off this bottle of sweet, sweet liquor. A gift from above. The gods have been generous. Pop it open before they change their minds. There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. There's a satisfying crack as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. Oh, no, you don't. Not this one. That's not you. You, fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough. We'll give you another chance. Booze always gives you another chance. Oh yes, the chest pain and the dizziness. You've suffered long enough. Now it's time to drink, to live. Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox. From the void we came, and to the void we must return. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done. No problem. This one's for the brave and sensitive ones anyway. It could improve your human interactions. But you threw that chance away. No matter. In a few hours, you'll get the urge again. Maybe then you'll choose more courageously. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up. Like an oyster. Come on, slurp it. Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens, rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power. What is he? Your mother? Is Kim your au pair? Slurp it. Slurp the morsel of danger joy. You suck a manly dose of the extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. It tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists as it did before. Only now, gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning. No, of course not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. Not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. Of course, it's just a metaphor. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. Look at all these guys go off like fireworks as information pours into you. About the lieutenant's simple remark, "I'm happy for you." This stuff is great. Why not? This government-developed substance seems very non-intrusive. You could even operate heavy machinery. Fire machinery. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom. Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Pyrrolidon. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. You suck a manly dose of the extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. It's not gonna give you radiation poisoning, stupid. Pyrrolidon is a perfect match for a badass junkie cop who's looking for a little heat. There it is, a brave little army in your pocket. The first Smokes platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you, sir. Get a load of this rock and roll cop here, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lighter out of his pants. With a flick of the thumb, there's fire. A primal satisfaction. Here we go. No, what's harmful is fretting and worrying. It's the stress that's wearing your ticker down. The smokes will soothe it. They're medicinal. You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light up. Re-become yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Boring. Light it up. Already you regret it, looking at the pack. But don't worry. You can come back to this later. The army of smokes is honorable and faithful to you. You have your entire life to return to it. Shut up. It's already happening. Repercussions. There's a high risk of glory with a mild chance, cool genius. Smoking makes you into an intellectual. Everybody knows that. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for yourself, the man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls. Get a load of this rock and roll cop hair, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lighter out of his pants. With a flick of the thumb, there's fire. A primal satisfaction. Here we go. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for yourself, the man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls. People are watching. What a pussy. People are always watching. That's what makes it cool. Now come on, shut up and light that shit. You want to be an idiot for the rest of your life? This shit will give you the cool edge you need. You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. This is so unprofessional of you. Think you can ignore this? Your moral compass telling you to sniff it? Guess again. You'll be back here soon. You'll get the chance to choose more wisely. You raise the peptide bottle, press one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. It will make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go. To this. You kidding? There are downsides to not being on it. Spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in a task chain. You raise the peptide bottle, press one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. See? That's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. It can help you with everything. It's not ideal, no, but you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish this case without cheating. The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. You mean semen, right? Oh, this seems interesting. Oh yeah, we're talking about white-hot communist sex, baby. Sexual euphoria. Increased sensitivity to stimulation. If you didn't know better, you'd say this plasm stuff sounds a lot like being on amphetamines. Psst. You know what else lets you feel like you can read minds? Spooky old Pyrrolidon. This is all ass backwards. Drinking makes it easier to fight a bear. Plus, then you'll have a bottle to smash on its head. Easy peasy. Wish there was one in there about a drug then. You love those. Gets the blood pumping. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high. The fucking drunks. It's their fault. You should have drunk the liquor out of that fucker's skull. No, don't throw away the baggie. There's dust on the drug baggie. It's not good, but at least it's some kind of way to be together. Synapses can be rerouted. The mind takes a new shape. Toxicology showed the entry wound was laced with an incredibly potent psychoactive substance called HUV4-nil. No street name. When was the last time you ravished a dame, detective? Besides your crusty old sock, that is. But also extremely accurate in your case. Are you, though? Don't forget, it could have been the delirium tremens. What's a book know about real pleasure? What's better than feeling your mesolimbic pathway flood your mind crevices with pure dopamine? Why are you even still reading this garbage? You've got smokes to find. What's a book know about real pleasure? What's better than feeling your mesolimbic pathway flood your mind crevices with pure dopamine? What's a book know about real pleasure? What's better than feeling your mesolimbic pathway flood your mind crevices with pure dopamine? Why are you even still reading this garbage? Heed the bottle's call. Why are you even still reading this garbage? Baby, get some of that sweet speed or spooky Parolidon. It's the good stuff. Why are you even still reading this garbage? Rip some sweet cigs instead. Give it time. You'll fall off the wagon sooner or later. Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips. You should drink it anyway. Whoever wrote this never heard of the hair of the dog. Fuck this book. See if there's a bar open that'll still serve you. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. The book said it's good for you, so it would be okay. Free your body. You long to feel the cool breeze tickle against your inner thighs and midriff. Well, yeah, on your junk too. Oh yeah, baby. Cocaine and rock music go together like cocaine and rock music. Feels good, doesn't it? But you know what would feel even better? Drugs. Specifically uppers. Speaking of, aren't you supposed to be looking for some right about now? Drugs. Specifically uppers. That's an itch. In the back of your neck and elsewhere. Drugs. Specifically uppers. You should find some the first chance you get. And beer. Lots of beer. They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. More than that, you're sacrificing something precious on the altar. No way. Sex and death is what it's all about. Get a load of Buzzkill FM over here. Are you really gonna give up the fun stuff just because some chick on the radio told you to? Get a load of Buzzkill FM over here. Are you really gonna lay off the party sauce just because some chick on the radio told you to? More than that, you're sacrificing something precious on the altar. Not just any nose candy though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow. Allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays. And purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. God, a pack of Royals would taste so good right now. Get you some of those tar sticks, baby. God, a pack of Royals would taste so good right now. Get you some of those tar sticks, baby. God, a pack of Royals would taste so good right now. Get you some of those tar sticks, baby. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. Wait, this actress really does look a lot like Clausia. She may have been right about this Ruby after all. She's delicate, yet lost, ruined underneath it all. He's talking about pussy. Our guy's going to be swimming in it now that he's loaded. He's talking about pussy. Our guy's going to be swimming in it now that he's loaded. He's talking about pussy. Our guy's going to be swimming in it now that he's loaded. He's talking about pussy. Our guy's going to be swimming in it now that he's loaded. He's talking about pussy. Our guy's going to be swimming in it now that he's loaded. Not bad, not bad. It's just lacking some objet de destruction. Needs a ciggy or a half-drunk bottle. In fact, so do you. She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason. Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later. Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick. The pale, probably. This pale sounds like it's the shit. All right, let's get you a pale category license and roll that doobie up. You don't like the sound of that, Chief. All the really good stuff is right here, in the present. Whoa, jackpot. Racist jackpot. He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get on to the next one. It's right here. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it. You really need them smokes. Need 'em. Got to get some. You sure he's not lying to you? You can't trust a lorry man. It'd be indecent to ignore Miss Page 3. Beauty is inviting you on a pilgrimage. Oh, come on. Don't say you've forgotten that as well. You can feel what you want to do. You want to party, don't you? Party right now with Miss Page 3. Unzip and party. That Page 3 girl, she must be the most beautiful Page 3 girl ever printed. And look at those freckles. The origin of disco. Makes you want to dive into the boogie, doesn't it? Get closer to disco itself with Miss Page 3. Absolutely not. Look at her thighs. Between her thighs. And what are you waiting for, man? Come on. I said party. I didn't say party this second. Party later. Party in private. Like you would if you ever prayed. Fuck. But it's the origin of all disco, buddy. Why not? Whatever, coward. Don't ride your way to the origin of disco. The Page 3 girl is too good for you anyway. Yes, come on. What are you talking about? Sad freckles. Freckles are fun. Then it is truly over. You are beyond the help of the Page 3 girl. You are truly doomed. That's exactly what I mean. Unzip and party down on yourself, my man. No one's watching. Except Miss Page 3, of course. Party with Miss Page 3 all the way to Disco Zero. I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow. Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner. His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role. Oh, but speed. Sweet speed. It goes so well with alcohol, too. What's he going on about? You know that speed is great for you. But, shh, don't tell him. He won't understand. Which reminds me, when are we finally going to get that speed? She means pills and alcohol. See, pills and alcohol make you a celebrity. Hasn't it been a while since you've had any? Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer? Nothing's wrong. It's just sexuality. Big Papa is happening. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs. Confirmed kills? That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling. It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. What? Speed most definitely is for... Oh, he means velocity. Can't really get properly high on that, so... Never mind. She touched that radiant beauty. That silver wellspring of desire. See her confident gaze. Her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department. Wrong. That kind of pussy is never replaceable. Take out all the good parts of Pyrrolidon, leave all the bad parts, and make a brain bomb in a constant state of exploding. That's this. She'll age even faster in prison than she was partying. A pity. This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there yet. So why worry? You're going to need an ocean of booze to drown this out. Yeah? What's the problem here? Yeah? What's the problem here? Such a good girl. You think smoking, drinking, being happy and elated without you. Because you're here, freezing in the wind, aren't you? Doing your detective work. Light bondage. Wow. This man has truly internalized the psychology of sex. This can't be true for the racist lorry driver. Guy didn't have an ounce of love in his life. Life is all about pleasure. Why deny it? Interesting. Is it some kind of aphrodisiac then? Here's a lady who clearly puts a man's cockmanship above all other qualities. Sounds fun. It's high time you incorporated some of these things into your daily life. Better looking, too. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Pyrrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. Yes, darling, that's the coalition government ordained Pyrrolidon. Straight into your gut. Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler, provided the stakes are sufficiently interesting. Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. Shade's hair is certainly junked up enough to fit in with the big dicks, swinging wild and free across the river. What doesn't he do? To hell with the art part, man. It's all about the high anyway. I bet it's all about the scene for her. Tell her you can introduce her to some artsy jet-setters in Saint-Baptiste. Maybe do some lines together in the powder room. Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down? She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to. There's something in you that really likes the way she's looking at you just now. The temperature between her skin and her hydrophobic raincoat rises, warm in the numb 12 perfume she's imbibed herself with. You have no other option but to say, below her hydrophobic raincoat, in the humidity between her skin and the neoprene, and on the silk scarf on her neck, a perfume. You have no other option but to say its name. Well, that's not good. Looks fine over here. You sure it's not some sort of glandular problem? Tell her. She'll like you for it. There's a spark in the air, a live wire hanging in the wind, in your hungover neocortex. Then the sea air cools it down. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat. But only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes. Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it. Counterpoint. What if pleasure is your business? Gigolos make bank and get that wet. It's never too late to change careers. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Don't leave us hanging like that, man. Open yourself to the experiences of the world. Expand your consciousness with amphetamines. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing. Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them. Come on, wake up. The way she said she's not Sylvie, practically begging you to make a move. Just go for it. Oh, did you hear that? Pure lust. She's a wild one. Throw her a curveball. See if she's down to party. As your parasympathetic nervous system, I call bullshit. Now ask her. Odd. She didn't sound menopausal. Must be frigid or something. Oh well, change of plans. Her number. Look at that. His eyes dilate. That's joy, my man. You wouldn't be able to tell, but his glasses just magnify it. Beautiful. Now bring it home with paprika. You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours. There's something very wrong with him. Filling them up, baby. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time as frozen. Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had. But imagine purest cocaine. Now that would make you feel like a king. Not that you can afford it, but a man can dream, right? In another time and place. But imagine purest cocaine. Now that would make you feel like a king. Not that you can afford it, but what about speed? Speed is cheap and good. I'm satisfied with this explanation. But imagine purest cocaine. Now that would make you feel like a king. Not that you can afford it, but you could do a bit more speed. That would be okay. Would help you stay sharp. Look, in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain. You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down. Don't be a weirdo like that Roy at the pawn shop who doesn't like music. You don't need sounds when you have beats. I wonder how many liters of sheer alcohol has he consumed today. I bet you'd like a sip of that. Give it a real taste of your manly mouth. That old rummy hair brings back some good memories. Remember how great that piss in your pants used to feel? Warm and cozy, just the way you like it. Time to get yourself another drink and soak those pants for good. Look at that lucky boozer there, the heaviest drinker on the planet. Look at his liquor abusing excuse of a face, those swollen bug eyes, that muttering mouth. Then you should run for it, rascal. Become a modern hunter. Tame that nasty urge inside your guts. Reward your electrochemistry. Yeah, wildo. Time to get a drinking problem so massive that even stars collapse around it. Become an alcoholic. And while you're there, maybe you should hop by the anonymous alcoholics as well. You lame-o. Or more speed. You know what you should do? Take out the spirit bomb. Hey, you're just trying to share some useful information here. But you do. Go figure. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker. You're high. Breathe in. You're just high. Delirium. It's delirium from the booze. It's too late. You quit drinking too late. Or you're high. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker. Like an addict of some terrible substance. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker. And also flashes of lust simmering in there. Not too common in people his age. There is definitely something hormonal there. Whatever the condition he's suffering, there is a sexual element to it. The truth, a treat, better served for later. He's a pleasure delayer. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers he's clearly on. The great serotonin jackpot. There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away. Some dark peace. A motive. There's some seedy motive here. Don't you feel it? Get the motive. Of course, this is only your mesolimbic reward pathway. What does it know about police matters? Maybe you should just get high instead. This is such an unimportant moment. Right. There's no high greater than a case solved for you. When will you learn? Get the motive. Don't mess this up. Everything in him fills with impossible longing. All at once. Her body sweating from the drugs. Slick from cerebral hemorrhage. Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought. Like yeast rising. And beautiful. Slowly. With your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. You barely get to take 1 step. The invertebrate reacts with uncanny speed, skating away across the water. It's gone, like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but rings on the sea's calm mirror, breathing you in. Your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze. And you, a detective of the RCM, standing there with your mouth agape, alone and dumbfounded. Like a junkie, the sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. Nothing but you, a detective of the RCM, standing there with your mouth agape, whenever you wanted, like your own little dollhouse. You also have Druamine. He's probably already hooked on that Heimdall shit. A kid his age. That's the best Heimdall age. With a bottle in your hand. Always. Yeah. Swift, lightning justice. Faster. Harder. Justicer. Responsible drug use. Just a faint bitter taste on the tip of your tongue. There wasn't enough to get a grown man anywhere. You run your tongue across the plate 4 or 5 times, like a dog. Still, just a very faint, bitter taste. This isn't enough to get a big man anywhere. Yes, there isn't enough anyway. You'd only be fooling yourself. Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. Probably. Try definitely. Speaking of, when are you going to get on that, bub? What a fucking joke. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem. And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine, nor porolidon, that sweet, sweet psychoactive radiation drug, nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal system. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels. Yeah, the other things. Long live the other things. Made you strong as an ox, they have. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism. Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. Or, like, drunker. You don't want to die sober, do you? Fucking horrible. A girl got shot. Because of you? Only warm alcohol will help soothe the guilt. Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. It's insane how long it's been since your last drink. Get one in you right now. Exactly. This is so horrible. People are gonna die whatever you do. It will be all your fault. Only a drink will soothe this. Keep thinking about the drink. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk. I'm calling it. It's neurological. You know I'm talking about. All day, baby. Bullshit. They just want to snort it. But you could beat them to it, Harry. You could snort the magic skull cocaine instead. It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. But why don't we remember that? 3 years. You hear that? 3 years. How hot did she have to be? Yeah. Whoa there. What is this? The fun police? He seems even more drunk than before. Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand. The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. Oh yeah, that's totally your style. You got a smoke on you? If yeah, you should light up. Help set the scene. Wait, there's a tingling back here. The stirring of a faint sensation. There's no way. It can't be. Or can it? He existed all right. You feel it deep within your basal ganglia. He was as real as you are. He's talking about cocaine. He's talking about cocaine, baby. Wrong. Do it all the time. Wrong. It's super healthy. Your brain tells you so. And when has your own brain ever lied to you? Wrong, nerd. Where there's a will, there's a way. Wrong again, nerd. Where there's a will, there's a way. The cocaine skull. Wait. There's no way. It can't be. Or can it? He existed all right. You feel it deep within your basal ganglia. He was as real as you are. Honest men on an honest quest. You should join them. What? Wait. Maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast? Don't give up now. What are you talking about? Don't give up. Maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast? Say fuck. It would be hilarious. Why does he have to be such a beano-clad? It's just a funny word. Preach it, brother. Spread the good word. Fuck all over town. Come on, boys. You can do it. Why does he have to be such a beano-clad? It's just a funny word. Preach it, brother. Spread the good word. Fuck all over town. You could use a hit right about now. Any hit, really. Feel that itch in your hands? The stiffness in your neck? That strange restlessness in your bones? Is she flirting with you? A little? You think she might be. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action. Creepy? What is this, kink shaming? Nah, it's definitely not that. She probably just wasn't ovulating right now. Never mind. Back to questions. She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy. It was definitely female. It's just a little celebration, you know? Maybe you should become a beach bum. Just a thought. Because this isn't going too good. No, you can figure it out. Replace it. Replace the alcohol with amphetamine. Or GBL. Fuck it. Morphine. Graffito removal agent. Anything. It'll buy you time. All you need is time. The two aren't mutually exclusive. You know what she means by friends. But ask, just to be sure. The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes. The alcohol boiling his blood causes the agitation. It burns. And risk fleshy contact with this old crone? Spare yourself. Like the hag can tell the difference between fool and cool? Come on. As far as names go, Tequila Sunset is dangerously cool. Yum yum. It's not a shack, nor a room, nor a lodging. It's a spiral staircase disappearing into bliss. Empty bottles on the floor. Maybe some baggies. It's hard to know what exactly your vivid interior is speaking of here. But I'm guessing it's got a lot of alcohol in it. Hey, maybe if the rest of you took a chill pill every now and then, they'd be more motivated. Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info. A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told. Even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it. Did you hear that? Pheromones. You were right about the teenagers. Would be glory itself. Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This does tingle the pleasure center. Don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll make you sexier with all the synapses you've extinguished. It's a miracle you can even think this sentence. You've interrupted a true act of self-annulment here. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you, still not happening. It won't come off that easy. Hey, it took a minor neurological miracle to get your face to this point. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that. So cigarettes will have to do. It's barely a secret. Everyone smoked hemp. Is it not? You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special. Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about. He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it. Wait. There's something else there. Something that sets your GABA receptors aflutter. Wait. There's something there. Something that sets your GABA receptors aflutter. Cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting cryptids. Don't worry. This is not permanent. You can always just pick up a pack later. She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen. Wait, maybe she knows where you can get cigarettes. Delicious toasty cigarettes stuffed to the tip with love. You should find out. What are you talking about? Smoking is one of the last remaining pleasures of this world. Trust me, there's not much out there for you. Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out. Yum. Money. Think of all the things you can buy with this. The synapses in your brain fire with glee. He's very, very drunk. What a shame. To fix such a good peephole. Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. With an overdose, you can at least try to come off it. Take a bath, do breathing exercises, get medical attention as necessary. With an underdose, you're just you. The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Yes, get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun. Tomato juice? Just tomato juice? A non-alcoholic tomato juice? What's the point of that? Beer. Yes. Huff and puff and blow this case wide open. Yes. Huff and puff and blow this case wide open. A massive activity spike in the amygdala copicum, the part cops use to pin murders on people. He gestures with his beer can. So you haven't won him over yet. That bad boy goes down on the table only when he's completely focused on something else. That is a lie. You should cut forward on the drink. This sexual thing seems interesting. Ask around. Become involved. He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International, an honest tactic. And effective. Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet. Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter. There he is, the old boy, the devil. You rascal, you. Let's celebrate right now by licking that stain off the counter. Do it. It'll be wild. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it. Maybe later. What is this? Casual Friday? What's with the lackadaisical laxman attitude? You used to be passionate about getting your drink on. Show me you're still young. Show me you have the fire in you. Lick that stain off the counter right now. Right now, motherfucker. What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. You press your tongue against the counter. The stain is crusted at first, but after a couple of licks, it starts to melt like a snowflake. If snowflakes were made of spiced black rum. Maybe it's your imagination, but there's already some lemonade in it too, and some human hairs. You could definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful. Get your drink on and your act together. You lick it, but only a little. Only with the tip of your tongue, because you're a pleasure delayer. After 2 or 3 licks, the crust begins to melt and a sweetness breaks loose. The sharp, titillating scent of alcohol rises to your nostrils. It's dizzying. You could definitely go for some more. Yeah, man, yeah. Your mesolimbic reward pathway is going wild at the thought. Lick it, lick it, lick it, your receptors chant. You could definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination. Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime. Maybe who cares? Just rum. Drug asset detected. We're detecting dramamine in your bloodstream. It's a potent morphine-based painkiller. The good doctor must have given you some. It's gonna suck when it wears off. Maybe if you took a lot of drugs before you go to sleep, that'd do the trick. A smoke, most likely. A smoke, most likely. No, she's not. Reassert yourself by being flirtatious. As you hold the metal, you sense the warmth left there by her hand. A young woman like this is probably out partying the night away. Drink and drugs, sweet drugs are involved. Loneliness be gone. There it is, the orange sun wearing blister pack. You feel almost nostalgic for it. A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. Nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets. You don't know what the rest of this stuff does. Feels so sleek and beautiful. You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Time to become a super detective again, Harry. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now. Pity. You may be what they call a big dick cop. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses. You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all. Fun stuff. That's what they're capable of. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired. Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark. Fast recovery, man. Quick turnaround. Super detective back in action. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world. Good going, buddy. Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You don't know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does. That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple. Of course, Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around. Follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Its pain and groveling is much to your liking, filling you with a belief in your own body. Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset. No, wait. Look at her. Teeth like pearls. Face like a pebble. She looks like a 20s movie star. You can almost see her in automatic polychrome. Those posters in Ruby's lorry. Look at her. Teeth like pearls. Face like a pebble. She looks like a 20s movie star. You can almost see her in automatic polychrome. Those posters in Ruby's lorry. She was her type. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. Of course, she doesn't look like an Oranese woman at all. What she's saying is, sex? She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there. She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more peptide now. It's almost imperceptible in the cold wind. But the blood vessels on her cheeks and neck dilate. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean. Brother, blast the Ziggy now. Press that pleasure button. Let the pain recede. Miss Aranye, now there is something you should linger on. All things considered, very. Now linger. You get the feeling she's done enough opiates and needed enough nacra to still be flippant if her arm were cut off and fed to her. She's cold and strange. I'm not picking anything up here. She sees them in each other's arms. She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot. Me? What have I done this time? Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you. Sex, alcohol, speed. Probably also sildenafil. It's clear she was very much attracted to him. And still is. Hear that? Sildenafil. Just like you suspected. You have a great nose for this stuff. It's for maintaining an erection. Uppers are vasoconstrictors, so that feat becomes problematic. Because you're a scientist, of course. Yeah, you got the magic touch. A memory surfaces in her damaged neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant. A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. If your mesolimbic reward pathway were to venture a guess, one of the bottles is probably being put somewhere it doesn't belong. If your mesolimbic reward pathway were to venture a guess, one of the bottles is probably being put somewhere it doesn't belong. And were your glands to venture another guess, they would add to that another bottle is being put somewhere very close to that. The bottle is a bit smaller, you see. And were your glands to venture another guess, they would add to that another bottle is being put somewhere very close to that. The bottle is a bit smaller, you see. Also, you can literally put speed up your asshole. Did you know? Enters the bloodstream right through the mucous membrane. So yeah, that's definitely also taking place. Also, you can literally put speed up your asshole. Did you know? Enters the bloodstream right through the mucous membrane. So yeah, that's definitely also taking place. Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. You were expecting and relaying this information to him to be more rewarding, right? Telling him you found out she isn't a gardener. You know what you should do if you want to get rewarded? Drugs. Drugs are more rewarding than work. Or alcohol, if you don't want to do drugs. Alcohol is just as rewarding, but it isn't a drug. This has been going on for quite a while, hasn't it? You've been thinking about drugs and alcohol for a long time now. Juicy drugs. Tasty alcohol. Seems kind of boring now, going back to, what was this about? Some yard? Yards aren't interesting. Only drugs are interesting. Drugs and alcohol. You feel sad now, but what can you do? Life has to go on. With a heavy sigh, you say, and somewhere, someone is jerking off to it. Just like Noid said, tune in to Snuff Radio. Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes. He's got to at least know a source. Look at him. You need to figure this out somehow. So half of a half is a quarter, right? We're probably talking about a quarter-gram here. Rolling super hard. Don't ruin it for Kuno. Can't you see Kuno's pump can still take it? Can still pump the good. Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about. I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs. Check out the big brains on whatever your name is. Never again, Mr. Cousteau. Everyone knows your name is Raphael A. Cousteau. From here on, it's what they will call you. The joy dissipates down your spinal column like a grounding effect. Glorious intellect at work. Check out the big brains on Harriet Dubois. Check out the big brains on Harry, whatever your last name is. Check out the big brains on Harry Dubois. Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. Brimming with cocaine. You should touch it. Oh yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order? The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark. Forever. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.